3, 2, 1, go. Hello everybody, TNT here presenting the Press Circle to Pain podcast where we put down our controllers and dive straight into the world of wrestling. Episode 7 here, Extreme Rules 2006. I am your co-host, CaptainTurbo.
You said 2006.
Oh, sorry, 16. I am the host, CaptainTurbo. Joining me is my co-host, as always, Thunder, who appears to like to interrupt me when I'm doing the damn intro, even if I am incorrect.
Well, I just like to make sure you're correct.
Yeah. Perfect bastard.
Yes.
Now, obviously, as always, we don't just talk about the pay-per-view itself. We also have other stuff to talk about. And there's actually been quite a bit of news since the Payback review on this one. So, Thunder, you want to take it away?
I'm sorry?
The news?
Yes, okay. I've just woken up.
Yeah, he's
so
not been up
apologize.
long, so if he's not on the ball, please be sympathetic. Send him all your hate mail.
Alright, so whole news and stuff, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on. There's been a couple more releases from the company after all the recent releases that included the likes of Damien Sandow and there was
a
of course,
crap ton of them.
yeah, Damien Sandow was just one of the ones that really stuck out. Wade Barrett was released from his contract.
Well, we already knew that was going to happen.
He was already planning to leave. And then not too long ago, Cody Rhodes, aka Stardust, he actually asked for his release and was granted it, although WWE apparently is not happy about it.
I think it's more what he's been saying on Twitter rather than him actually leaving, though.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, he asked for his release, they granted it, and he's now gone from the company, and then...
obviously, a few other guys have also left, but recently as well, like Ryback and all that. The talent pool is definitely seeming to be losing a lot of guys from, like, let's call it the PG era. Which, granted, the era itself was a piece of crap, but it's still not nice to see a lot of these people lose their jobs and stuff.
Yeah, and then as well, shortly after that, Cody's wife, Eden Stiles, or something, or just Eden Rhodes, she'd also asked for her release, and that she left as well.
So yeah, we're pretty much down to Goldust now. Of the Rhodes family, anyway. But yeah, Cody Rhodes left the company, was quite outspoken with a few things he mentioned on Twitter, which is what's got the company completely pissed off, or at least some of the higher-ups. We're not going to go too into this next piece of news too much right now, because this actually happened after... this was actually announced after the pay-per-view, but we're going to mention it here and now, because I know you wanted to before we started the episode, so go ahead.
I'll just make it brief for the sake of this. Is that one of the more bigger news that's been announced. We'll go more into detail about what else they're going to be doing with it later on, after the pay-per-view. But WWE SmackDown is going to be moving live to Tuesday nights, starting mid-July, I believe.
I didn't see a date, but it's not really even that's the big news. It's the fact that what they're going to do with SmackDown in regards to the entire plethora of the company.
Right. So, yeah, and then of course there's all this stuff and there's all these other little tidbit things that we could get into as well for...
Yeah, as
we talk about the pay-per-view.
Yeah, like I said, there's actually been quite a bit of news, but unfortunately a lot of the news is with stuff in regards to the pay-per-view, so we'll have to talk about it afterwards.
Did you know it was actually 20 years ago now that Scott Hall first arrived on WCW Nitro that basically led to the events of the formation of the NWO?
It would be around 20 years now. Makes you feel fucking old, doesn't it?
Yes. I was about a year old when he did that.
I would have been just under 7 years old, so just about 6 years and 9 months old at the time. Oh god, that feels like such a long time ago.
Yeah, and then I guess one other thing I'll just shortly get into. I won't take much.
Don't worry.
I won't really I won't really take much of my
Dude, it's
time
been
wasting
5
on it.
minutes. Don't worry.
Hogan, like Gawker apparently has. Hang on. Gawker has denied motion for a new trial in the Hulk Hogan case. So and
Why is he after more money now?
the notion that Hulk Hogan is owed 140 million for
Oh,
snippets from a sex tape made by his best friend after he's made his sex life an open book is patiently absurd to everyone other than his lawyers who want a payday. The company said in a statement, "As we said all along, we expect the appeals court will rule in our favor."
oh, dude, fuck Hulk Hogan and fuck this fucking sex tape already. So
Yeah,
we saw you
Gawker,
get. So we saw you fucking some dude's wife. Who really gives a shit at this point?
because it pretty much ruined. The only reason he cares is because it pretty much ruined his career.
Oh, dude, he's fucking diluted his achievements over the years. Anyway, he was a shell of his former self when he went to TNA.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I don't know. I've practically no sympathy for the man, and I really can't stand fucking Hulk Hogan anyway. So
The problem is the guy just doesn't know when to
yeah,
step away from the spotlight. That he craves it too much. He doesn't want to let it go.
tell me about it. It's been like I say, it's been about 30 years now. This guy's been in the limelight. In fact, probably more than that because like Rocky 3 came out like 83 or something like that.
No, I believe Rocky 3 was just a little bit earlier than that.
Either way, it's still over 30 years.
It
This guy's
was Oh, okay. It was only like a year earlier. Never mind. I thought it
82
was a
then.
couple of years. 82. It was pretty much the film though that kind of helped get him his job with WWF back then though.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it didn't, but the fact of the matter is this guy's been in the limelight for 30 plus years at this point. Just get the fuck out of the screen already. You've been here, you've had your thing, you've crapped on your own legacy, just fuck off.
Yep.
But as I already mentioned earlier, a lot of what we have to say in terms of more news comes with would essentially lead to spoilers for the actual pay per view itself. So we need to get the pay per view done before we really talk about a couple of other things really. So Extreme Rules 2006.
Teen.
Oh, I keep doing it, don't I?
That's twice, yes.
Yeah, okay, 2016. Sorry. All right. Did you watch the pre-show?
I believe so. Yeah, I saw the pre-show.
All right. I didn't really make many
I don't know
notes.
why I paused there, thinking, yeah, did I watch it or did I watch it? Yeah, I watched it. I don't know what that was about, but yeah, I did in fact see it. So
There's only one match on the pre-show, and it happened really late on as well, like in the last 15, 20 minutes. So I didn't actually pay much attention to the pre-show panel and all the commercials for like fucking Camp WWE and all that. Only thing I made note of was one of the first things I saw them mention that I made a note of was they said something like 90% of WWE Network subscribers love the network. And this made
I'm
me laugh my ass off because, of course, a bunch of wrestling fans are going to be happy with the network that shows wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, people probably only the people who subscribe to it are probably only got it for one reason, to
Yeah.
watch wrestling. So I'm pretty sure that's a good reason they'd be happy about it. I mean, to be perfectly honest, they actually have a lot of good content on that network. So, like, not just the actual wrestling programs, but they also have all these other interesting stuff to it that kind of makes the network a bit more special. So it's not just like a waste of $10 a month,
So yeah,
or sorry, $9.99 a month.
yeah. I'm not saying that it's not a good. The network isn't a good thing or anything like that. It's just the whole them praising themselves for having 90% approval rating for their network. This isn't Netflix or anything like that. This isn't something that shows a bunch of different shows. This is a network that is essentially wrestling and things wrapped around the world of wrestling. And considering that the people that buy this are fans of wrestling, you should have 100% positive approval rating, not 90%.
I guarantee you those 10% are probably just because they don't like the current product of the company,
Probably,
the
but
current product.
I don't know. It just seemed like something really stupid for them to be patting themselves on the back over. I just found it really stupid. And it
Yeah.
made me laugh. But another thing we had were the Dudleys cut a decent promo in the ring. They were interrupted by Big Cass. Um, I thought this was going to be like a handicap match, but no, it was just Cass getting in the ring and squaring off with the Dudleys for about a minute. Uh, Decent segment, but nothing mind-blowing or anything like that.
No.
I believe Enzo Amore actually came back on SmackDown this
No, it was
week.
on Raw.
Oh, was it on Raw? I didn't watch it, so...
Yeah, Enzo returned from his injury, and he cut the usual Enzo promo, which is lots of energy and charisma
Mm.
and all excitement and just running around the ring crazily like a madman.
Glad to see he's back in the ring, though, after his recent
Yeah,
injury,
yeah. They
especially
said
with
he
how fucking
was.
horrible that looked.
Yeah, he was diagnosed with. He mentioned during his return promo that the doctors had diagnosed him with a concussion.
Well, which is never anything you want any performer to go through. So it's nice to see him back in the ring already. Only missing a month. Interesting that they kept his return for Raw though, and didn't bring him back for Extreme Rules. Then again, it was the kickoff show, so obviously Raw is a little bit more important than the pre-show to a pay-per-view, in
Yes.
my opinion. So maybe they made the right decision there. Anyway, we get the only match on the pre-show, Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler in an all DQ match.
I found it interesting how, like, I think the last pay-per-view they had like more than one match on the pre-show, and then they come to Extreme Rules and they only have Corbin and Ziggler.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a single pre-show with only one match on that I've watched since Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
This is the first time I think this year it's happened. I don't know why, like I said, I had the pre-show on in the background, but because no matches were taking place, I was getting really fucking bored just listening to the panel for 40 to 45 minutes.
it's just the thing with the panels that they're trying to at least get some energy going on, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
trying to
I
hype it up. So
understand.
and there's only so much they can do, but at the same time, it's like, ugh, it hurts to watch them and listen to them sometimes because it's
Mm,
like, yeah,
I don't know. I kind of struggle to really pay attention to them, but anyway, with the first match we have here, the no DQ match between Corbin and Ziggler, Dolph takes early lead with a headbutt and dropkick. As always, Thunder, if you have any notes yourself for the match, just jump in.
all
Um,
right.
Dolph gets sent outside. I think he actually hits the cameraman as he gets sent outside.
I think so. I'd have to rewatch it though,
Yeah.
because the pre-show pretty much usually escapes my memory very easily.
It's just something that happens a lot, isn't it? I mean, you don't really... I'll be honest, I don't pay as much attention during the pre-show as I do the main show, so I can't blame you for that. But yeah, on the outside, Dolph gets sent face first into the turnbuckle. He's then sent back inside the ring. Dolph gets wrapped around the ropes in the Andre the Giant spot. Corbin mocks him and begins to hit him. We then get a modified sleeper by Corbin. That's the best way I could put it. I don't know what it was actually called, if it has a name.
I'm sure it has some
Yeah,
name, but I don't remember anymore.
probably. Dolph with a nice running clothesline and then a Stinger splash in the corner. Corbin rolls out of the ring to catch his breath. We get a deep six for a 2 count. Um,
Yep.
we then get the Tornado DDT followed by a Famouser for a 2 count for Dolph. Dolph starts hitting Corbin with some pretty mean-looking elbows and punches. He goes for the super kick, but that gets ducked, and Corbin gets a low blow on Dolph for the 3 count after an end of days.
Well, the finish was a bit of a rough one, but hey, I was gonna say, if they had put Ziggler over Corbin again, I was gonna be like, oh, so they already just brought this guy in and they're gonna make him lose constantly to him.
I
But
didn't
thankfully they did not do that. So
I didn't mind the low blow end because it was a no DQ match.
well, yeah, that's true.
But ultimately, there was no reason for this to be a no DQ match other than the name of the pay-per-view being Extreme Rules. This was pretty much a singles match with a bollock shot ending, basically.
Yes.
Decent match, nothing special. Honestly, I don't think it was given enough time for it to be a DQ match, though. And
Hmm.
you're gonna be doing your rating for the matches, or you're not gonna
No,
bother?
I don't. I'm not really gonna bother with that anymore because
Fair
it's just
enough.
trying to think of what I would think about each match is like I think it's just better described in the overall rating of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, plus you get your whole match of the night and stuff anyway, so...
Yes.
Anyway, that was the only match I mentioned, as I mentioned, for the pre-show. After that, we can go straight into the main part of the meal, which is the main pay-per-view. The show starts up with match 1, the Usos versus Gallows and Anderson, the Club, in a tag team tornado match. This is my first time seeing Anderson, but I have seen Gallows back when he was Festus, and then he was in the Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, when he was first as fast as they weren't really doing very well with him. They were just the gimmick they were giving him was kind of very stupid and silly, and then
That
they
fucking
have
theme song, Biscuits and Gravy!
yeah, everyone remembers that more than his time as Festus.
Who
Actually,
was
to
the
be
guy
honest.
they put him with? Was it Kid Cash?
It was I think it was Jesse.
Jess. Oh, Jesse. No, I'm thinking of the wrong guy then, I think.
Yeah, it was Jesse and like Festus or something.
Something like that. But yeah, this is my first time seeing Anderson, unless he's been in the WWE at some other point in his past. But if he has, I don't remember him.
But yeah, and then once they put him with like CM Punk as Luke Gallows in Straight Edge Society, he actually wasn't, he actually was doing a lot better. Like he wasn't, and like it wasn't
He
that.
looked in a lot better shape as well.
Yeah, and then he spent a lot of time going. He basically went to TNA for some time, then
Aces and eights.
yep, and then went to New Japan to be part of the Bullet Club, and
Yep.
was of course with Anderson. And when he was listed as Doc Gallows, because they couldn't use I think they couldn't use the Luke Gallows name. So of course and then of course he comes back to WWE and he's Luke Gallows, and you can tell just how much better of a wrestler he's become over time.
Yeah, like I say, it's been years since I saw him. Obviously, last time I saw him was the Straight Edge Society, so that would have been like back in roughly around 2009. So it's been a long time since I've seen him wrestle. So I can't actually remember how good or how bad he used to be. But uh,
He's gotten a lot better, that's to say the least.
I'll take your word for it. All right. Anyway, to start the match off, we have the Usos go straight for the Club during their entrance. The two teams fighting on the ramp. The Usos with double splashes on to Gallows in the corner. The Stinger splash, by the way, not an actual
Yes.
frog splash. The match goes back outside. I have a comment here. Because the Usos are getting booed and stuff, and because of their whole being related to Roman Reigns, I've got Roman dick sucking on commentary. Wonderful. Mainly from JBL, who was like, whether you like Roman Reigns or you hate him, you have to respect the fact he gets a big ovation from the crowd. And
Yeah, big ovation. Yeah, okay.
yeah, and gonna be honest here, this is the first time I can remember this year that commentary has actually genuinely pissed me off. It's like we're not even into the main event, and you're already sucking Roman Reigns' cock. Seriously?
That's like my issue with it is they're trying way too hard to push him.
Yeah, we'll go more into him later, but yeah, the fact that he's not even in this fucking match. I mean, alright, you may have to bring up the fact that he's related to the Usos, fine, whatever. Why have you got to put him over in a match he's not even in? Seriously, fuck off, JBL. Anyway, that's my rant, over and done with, sorry. We got a high crossbody in the ring from Jey Uso. We get an uppercut outside from Anderson as the Club hit their Boot of Doom outside as well. Or at least some slightly variation of it anyway. Anderson with a big corner splash inside for a 2 count. The Club is definitely in control at this point. Jimmy gets dragged outside by Anderson. Jay gets kneed in the face inside the ring for a 2 count. We get a big boot from Gallows. Anderson goes for the 2 count. A Boot of Doom dropped. I think I may have fucked this sentence up here because I've got Boot of Doom drop with Jimmy grabbing Anderson's foot.
Yes.
Something like that. I apologize, guys. I have to write the notes while I'm watching the pay-per-view, so sometimes I write things that don't make sense very well. Kind of like how I'm
Mm.
speaking now. Me no speaking English well.
English isn't your best language, clearly. But
Yes,
yeah,
even though I'm
I
from the country
think,
that originated it.
but yeah, I think there's like one thing too where it's like, when the Usos do their whole "ooh so" chant, I think because of the fact that they're now properly aligned with Roman, which means they automatically get hated. When I felt like I swear to God, when they tried doing it tonight, when I tried to go "ooh," I thought the crowd were chanting "no." So
Or,
"ooh
or
no."
ooh, boo, ooh,
No,
boo.
that could have worked a little better, but I think they just wanted it just to at least rhyme a little better with their name. So I swear to God, it sounded like "ooh no, ooh no."
But you could go boo, no, boo, no.
Why would they do that?
No, not the Usos, the fans.
I mean, they could,
Yeah.
but you know.
To be fair, I think obviously being aligned with Reigns has not helped the Usos whatsoever, but I actually think the Usos have been getting a lot of crap for the last couple of years because let's face it, their shtick has not changed at all in the last 5 years or so.
That's my one problem with them is that they're the same they're like literally the same since they debuted, and I don't want to hate them at all. In fact, I don't want to hate anyone
Um,
but they've just never changed. I feel like they lacked character development.
oh, big time, but we'll go more into that in a minute because I've only got a couple more notes for the match. Well,
Yes.
actually, I've got quite a few. We get a double super kick from the Usos onto Gallows. Anderson gets knocked off the top rope. Excuse me. I'm just choking here.
Take your time.
There was a move, something called the Gallows Pole or something like that.
Um, Gallus
I don't
pull.
know. As I said, I was just listening to the commentary and trying to pick up certain names of certain moves. We got a Samoan drop, a spine buster then by Anderson for a 2 count. We got a super kick outside by Jay. Big clothesline onto Jay outside by the other club member. He's then sent straight into the barricade. Gallows gets sent.
We
Yeah.
Yes, it
Gallows
is. By
gets
the way, the Gallus pull.
the
It used
Galax
to be
ball.
it was a gallows pole. And there's R/12 step.
All right. Well, like I said, I was just basically trying to write down what I
Yeah,
could for it.
it was a reverse full Nelson slam at first, but then became a choke bomb.
Fair enough. Gallows gets the ring bell. He gets super kicked by Jimmy. We get a frog splash, but Gallows moves out of the way. We get a move called the Magic Killer, I think, for a 3 count.
Yep, it's an aided snap swinging neck breaker.
Fair enough, and yep, that's where the club get the win. I've got here a very mediocre match. Kind of
The match
expecting the...
was the match was okay. I didn't I didn't really go wild over it. It was an okay match, but what I was just glad was I was glad they gave the nod to to
Yeah.
the club, because I was thinking, they've been trying to been kicked around so much by Reigns and the Usos, and I was like, it's finally nice to see that at least the club is going over on the Usos.
Mm.
So it's like it's not like a wasted effort, because I felt like if they're gonna make the Usos beat them, it's like, what's the point of really having these people? You're just gonna make them like Reigns, like the lackeys.
Well, exactly. And I'll be honest, I thought the club were pretty impressive. I didn't think anything fantastic, but I'm going to be honest here. The Usos, to me, still seem like the four trick ponies that they are. They've got super kick, Samoan drop, frog splash, and Uso, and that's about it.
Fair enough.
Like I said, I didn't mind them when they first came in, but they're not allowed to properly wrestle now. They're basically get your 5 moves of doom in, and that's all you're gonna get. Eh,
Yes.
And I don't know. I'm sick of seeing super kicks from these two.
Yeah.
God, I
What,
miss
from the
Shawn Michaels.
Usos?
Yeah, I miss Shawn Michaels' super kick.
Shawn Michaels could do the super kick better than anyone.
I know.
That's why he made it so popular.
It's just everyone seems to do it now, but the Usos seems to be the worst. They'll use it like 4 or 5 times per fucking match.
Yeah, they oversell it way. They
Yeah.
overuse it way too much. Sorry.
Yeah, but like I said, I thought this was a very mediocre match. I didn't think it was a great way to open the pay-per-view either.
It was just okay to me.
Fair enough. Anyway, match number 2, the United States Championship. The champion Kalisto versus the challenger Rusev.
Rusev.
Machina. Rusev. Anyway,
yes. Rusev, who I believe over the last while has been getting a lot better as a wrestler.
The guy seems pretty entertaining in real life, though. Some of the stuff he posts on Twitter is quite humorous.
Yeah, he's gotten... Yeah, I think he was... I think when he first came into the company, he didn't know exactly what he wanted to do with himself, but over time, he's been starting to find out what exactly his strengths can play to, and just how much he can do. And you know, I think he's starting to get over with fans, even though he's supposed to be the heel, because he just comes off as a really likable guy.
Well, here's the thing. From what I can understand, Rusev was always popular outside of America. Because quite honestly, I'm not going to try and bash anyone here. The U.S. is a very patriotic country, and they're surprisingly weird when it comes to stuff like this. You have this foreigner who basically just being patriotic for his own country comes in, doesn't really do anything wrong, but apparently because he's the foreigner, he's the bad guy.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Rusev was getting pretty big pops when they had like the European tour last year and stuff. Or the year before, I can't remember. So he's always been pretty popular with the non-American audience, but he does seem to finally be getting, like you said, a little bit of recognition in the US as well now.
Yes, like I said, I'm glad he's starting to find out what he can play best strengths, and he's just gotten so much better when he first started.
Oh, without question. But yeah, this match starts. Kalisto starts with a lot of kicks to Rusev's legs. We get a corkscrew, a springboard corkscrew attempt, but he gets swatted away like a damn fly. Rusev with some stomps and takes control of the match. A barrel by Rusev, which gets locked in for well over a minute, I think. At least a minute, anyway. Yeah, Rusev Wonder's not been up long, so you'll have to forgive the yawn.
Mm-hmm.
A torture rack by Rusev. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Last person to use that, I believe, was Lex Luger.
Possibly.
Mm-hmm. Well, he definitely used it anyway. Kalisto counters with a knee, with knees, and tries to lock in a sleeper hold. Rusev basically picks Kalisto up and squashes him by falling backwards.
Pretty much,
that was
as you would
pretty
expect.
Entertaining. We get a tornado DDT by Kalisto, a crossbody attempt, but that gets caught. Rusev goes for a move, but that is also countered into a corkscrew for a 2 count.
Yep.
Rusev is then sent outside. Kalisto with a sliding head scissors onto Rusev, who goes straight into the steps. A move which I think was supposed to happen last month in the Women's Championship match, but it was kind of botched. But it was performed perfectly here. I quite enjoyed it. We get a frog splash off the springboard. Off the ropes for a 2 count for Kalisto. Selena Del Sol countered, and Rusev goes outside to rest up for a moment. We get a nice moonsault by Kalisto outside as well. Yeah, he then goes for some sort of top rope move, but he's countered and knocked off onto the apron by Rusev. The referee and the commentary are playing up Kalisto not moving inside the ring. And Rusev locks in the accolade for the submission win.
Yep.
Again, I've got here a mediocre match. If it was DQ, which I'm not clear on because nobody mentioned it until the end of the match. The first half of the match was quite boring.
I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I think the match was actually all right. Like,
that's fine.
I mean, and Rusev, like I said, Rusev has been getting a lot better. And then that accolade he pulled on Kalisto.
Oh, it looked fucking painful. He bent Kalisto like a fucking pretzel.
Yes. If that happened to me, I'd be tapping out in an instant. I'm like, no, get me out of this.
Nope. Here's my title. You can have it. Hell, drop your jaws and I'll give you a blowjob as well if you just let me go.
Yes, just like, please.
Just let me out. I like both these guys, but honestly, I expected a lot more. As I mentioned, they mentioned it being no DQ towards the end of the match, but it was never mentioned as far as I can remember before the match started. So honestly, I was confused by this. As I mentioned, though, I kind of expected more.
Right.
Um, but actually, quite happy to see the US belt back on Rusev. Actually,
Yes. Same here.
I actually enjoyed Kalisto's run. I thought he wasn't actually that bad, but yeah, definitely happy to see Rusev with it again. Unfortunately,
Yes.
it sounds there's a lot of rumors going around that he's only getting it just so Cena can take it off him again.
Which would be stupid.
Let's face it, it's going to happen. If the other thing doesn't happen with Raw and SmackDown, he's going to take the US title.
It's just like, uh,
I don't know, fucking stupid. Anyway, move on to match 3, the Tag Team Championship, The New Day versus the Vaudevillains. Um, the recap with the Time Machine, that was fun.
yes.
Uh, I do put here, if that would have been anyone other than the New Day, that would have been a pathetic segment on a wrestling show. But I did find it surprisingly funny. But then again, I think Xavier can sell anything basically he's given.
Yeah.
In terms of promos and stuff, I think he can sell and make anything at least half decent. With when it comes to scripts and shit that he's given. He is honestly, in my opinion, one of the most underrated. I'll try this again. He's one of the most underrated members of that roster right now that they've got.
Yes, I can probably agree to that.
Anyway, the New Day cut a promo. Always entertaining to when they've got a microphone on hand.
Most definitely.
Without question. Uh,
They're like because the thing with them is they're just themselves. Everyone else feels like they're always following a script or trying to say certain things, and it feels like there's no charisma or
energy or
life to
anything
it.
like that, yeah.
The New Day are like the only people like one of the only people who aren't like that, because they actually make it their own way, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the
People
fact
need
that...
to people need to wrestlers need to stop following a script all the time. Just let them be themselves, and I guarantee you'll probably, without question, end up getting a better result.
Oh, definitely. I'm going to have to pause really quick because I have to take a phone call.
And I have to. Yes.
So yeah, I think with the New Day that, like you said, I think it's also the fact that it's obvious to tell that they're enjoying what they're doing as well at the moment. Just being the goofball guys on the roster. Because, quite
Yes.
honestly, it's gotten them really fucking over this last year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but anyway, the match starts off. Xavier gets out of the starting gate with a big fucking flurry of moves. He gets a big clothesline to start off with, hits a Hurricane Rana. He then eventually gets knocked down face first into the turnbuckle to end his big flurry at the beginning. Simon Gotch takes control of Xavier. Aiden gets tagged in. The pace is slowed down significantly at this point. The vaudevillains focusing on Xavier, making sure he doesn't get Big E tagged in. The two are constantly tagging each other in very old school type of tag team, which is what they're going for, so kudos to them for that.
Yeah.
We get a modified sleeper by Gotch. Enziguri then by Xavier. Finally, after a couple of minutes, Big E gets tagged in, hits plenty of belly-to-belly suplexes on both villain members. The spear gets blocked by Aiden, who hits a modified DDT for a 2 count. Outside,
Mm-hmm.
Big E is sent into the ring steps. Something called the Whirling Dervish, I think it was, for a 2 count.
Something like that.
Big E hits a
Like
spear.
I apologize if I seem way out of it. It's just it's like
Yeah, so we don't really come well prepared for these episodes because we have to do them whenever we can. So we haven't got like a crap ton of stuff sorted out, and we're both in different time zones, so we have to do these just whenever the opportunity strikes. Um,
Yes.
but whatever it was, he gets a 2 count. Big E hits a spear that I think Michael Cole called a flying unicorn. Um, Kofi hits the Trouble in Paradise, or at least that's what Cole called it. I didn't actually see it. He's not in the match, by the way. Gets
Nope.
involved, and with that, Xavier crawls and gets the cover for a 3 count. A short match, fun, but in my opinion, didn't last long enough. It was okay.
Nope.
Unfortunately, that's pretty much everything I've had to say about this pay-per-view so far. Is everything's okay, but nothing special.
Yeah, I'm just noticing the pattern. It's just like,
Hopefully the next match does change that, but I'll go into that in a minute. We next get a backstage segment with... Oh, sorry, what was your opinion on the match?
Uh, holy shit. I gotta think about this for a second now, because I'm
I
like,
can't take the pressure! There's too much pressure!
oh no. Yeah, this is, basically, yeah, the New Day involvement, I thought it was just too short of a match. It's like, I was like, you could have given these guys a few extra minutes and it probably would have been something a little better. But I thought, again, it was okay. It just, it just felt like that's been the pattern the entire time.
Yeah, the
It's
show
like,
has been okay at best, and like you said, these guys just were not given the time they needed to have a really good match.
yes. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, probably these two teams could probably have a much better match, and they probably will at some point down the line. I don't know if it'll be another tag team championship match. It might just be a Raw match in like 6 months' time, but I'd be interested to actually see these guys maybe get 15, 20 minutes instead of what must have been 10 at most. Uh, but yeah, it was okay. Anyway,
Yes.
next we get a backstage segment with AJ Styles. Short but decent. We get the Money in the Bank advertisement, which is set for Sunday, June the 19th.
Yep, AK 4 days after I've moved.
So will you be watching Money in the Bank?
Yes. I gotta
Okay.
keep up with these pay-per-views. I mean, if we do this, it's like,
If you can't make it for whatever reason, I'll just fly solo if it's absolutely necessary.
well, I mean, you could, but I'm always here to be the stupid guy in the group.
I think I'm the stupid one, dude. You're here as a token Canadian.
I mean, I used to have all the note stuff, and then I just started, like, because you mostly get all the stuff I say anyway, so it's like, I mostly let you do that, and then I just say random things,
Yeah, you're just
or
here
at
to look
least share
pretty.
thoughts.
You're just here to
Yes,
look
I'm the pretty
pretty.
guy, except I'm not.
Okay, but yeah, the next pay-per-view obviously will be Money in the Bank. Again, the next episode will either be that or finally getting around to the WrestleMania 1 episode. Whenever we get to that fucking thing.
Yes.
But because of, as Thunder said, he's moving, I doubt he's going to have time to sit down and watch WrestleMania as well. So yeah, chances are next one will be Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, match number 4. The Intercontinental Championship, the Fatal 4-Way, Miz the Champion versus Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. The first good promo of the night, by the way, for this match. And then JB Hall had a little witty remark to say during one of the entrances. Shut up, Saxton, we have an A-lister on the show. And shut up for the rest of the show.
The whole A-lister
Yeah.
thing they're giving to the Miz.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
I feel sorry for Saxton. He gets a lot of shit
Please.
from both JBL and Cole.
He's the punching bag of
Yeah.
the group.
Pretty much. Alright, the match opens Zayn with a hell of a kick right off the bat onto Owens, who basically goes out of the ring, and interestingly enough, all 3 guys remain in the ring just sort of standing there thinking, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Pretty much.
So yeah, Owens gets taken out right off the bat. We get an
The
uppercut.
haluva kick though, the haluva kick spot though at the start reminds me of the match at Survivor Series. I think it was 2009.
Yeah,
With
Shawn Michaels,
super
Triple
kicking
H, and
Triple
John
H.
Cena.
He didn't go after Cena. He just kicked Triple H right away.
Yeah, I think Triple H was giving Cena shit, and then HBK just smacks him right in the fucking jaw with Sweet
Just
Chin Music.
kaboom, down.
Yeah.
You go. I like that spot. I think it was really well done.
It was, and yeah, I think that would have been 2009 actually, because HBK
Just
retired
start the match and
2010.
then. Yeah,
HBK retired 2010, so I think it would have been
yes, it
2009.
was WrestleMania 26 was his last match, and
Yeah.
that was in 2010.
So yeah, it would have been 2009 then, or maybe 2008. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter, but it's
Yes.
not like I've got it as a trivia question.
But do you?
No, I didn't actually think of that,
Fuck.
to be honest. Um, Right, where was I? So yeah, an uppercut onto Miz from Cesaro, which leaves Zayn and Cesaro left in the ring. The crowd really happy about that.
Yeah.
We get some arm drags from both guys. We get a nice tilt-a-wall backbreaker from Cesaro. Cesaro was then set outside, as is the Miz, who jumped back in the ring at some point. By the way, my notes are going to be all over the place here, so it's not going to keep with the flow of the match as it was. And I apologize
you
for
see,
that.
there was a lot that happened
I
during
know.
this match, so
I have a lot
cannot
of
blame you.
notes. I have a lot of notes. I just couldn't keep up with the
You're
flow
a
of the
huge
match.
note guy. I can't. The only reason I haven't been doing it is even I can't keep up with it. It's like, and plus not only that, but plus I'm always distracted too because I'm always with friends when I do this.
Yeah,
'Cause
this is
'cause
like wrestling's a social
it's
thing for you.
it's the easiest way for me to get through some of it sometimes because just going in it alone, having to listen to only the commentary team drives me insane.
Like I say, with me, I only watch the pay-per-views every month. I don't watch Raw and stuff, so I can put up with like 1, 2 shows a month.
Yes.
Yeah. Zayn with a nice running senton over the ropes onto both Cesaro and The Miz. Miz with the corner turnbuckle clothesline that he does so well. Owens back in the match at this point. He's extremely pissed off and completely unloads onto Zayn.
Oh, anger.
Yep, pretty much. Owens in full control of
Not
everyone.
surprised though that. Yeah,
No,
Owens
absolutely
just
not.
started going on an absolute rampage.
Yeah,
by this
he's
point.
pissed off, being embarrassed at the beginning of the match. Nice running senton by Owens for a 2 count. Cesaro and The Miz kept outside by Owens, who's putting most of his focus on Sammy. Zayn starts a bit of a comeback, but gets denied by Owens with a testicle split on the top rope. I don't know the actual term for it, so I'm using the term testicle split.
It's a great name for it, testicle split.
That's what I'm calling it. Copyright, no stealing it. Miz back in the ring.
Fuck.
Miz and Zayn trying to get Owens off the top rope. Cesaro in would then get a lovely spot with a double powerbomb suplex from the top rope with all 4 men involved. Wonderful spot. We get a standing suplex counting to a blue thunder bomb. Miz kicks Sammy and pins Cesaro for basically to get him off Cesaro so he can get the 2 count. We then get a nice triple suplex combination from Miz, Zayn and Cesaro. Cesaro with uppercuts to all 3 opponents. He goes for the
An
giant.
uppercut to you, and an uppercut to you, and an uppercut to you.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. He goes for the giant swing on Miz, but gets denied by a German suplex from Kevin Owens.
Such a cock tease, that Owens. We want to see something we'll definitely enjoy. Nope, you're not allowed to have it because I'm
Pretty
the bad
much.
guy in this picture.
Hey,
And I do a damn good job at being a heel, so.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice, subtle way to be a heel.
Yes, it's like, oh, hey, it's a spot that the fans are gonna love. Let me come in and ruin it. That'll
Yeah.
get me.
Like,
even more
if that
hated.
had been
Well,
Sammy...
that's the thing with Owens. He perfectly plays the heel. He knows what to do. Like he knows how to get himself hated, and he just does such a damn good job at it.
Yeah, it's like, if that had been... the match was actually booked well, because, like you said, if you had Sammy come in and break that giant swing up, the crowd would have booed, and it made no sense because Sammy's a face, but because Owens did it, it makes sense because he's the heel.
Yeah, like that's why you have Owens do those kind of moments. It
Yeah,
works
exactly.
because he's already the bad guy and like the biggest bad guy. Because the Miz is obviously just one of those. He's just the kind of heel that tries to, like the snobby, cocky, stand-up heel. Like he just feels like he's got it all and everything and all
Precisely.
yada yada yada.
Precisely.
And a beautiful wife.
Owens with these cannonball to all 3 opponents. We get a pop-up powerbomb which gets countered. Cesaro with a big uppercut to Zayn. You okay, dude?
Well, that happened.
You alright?
I accidentally pulled out my cord, so I had to plug it back in.
Dude, you need to stop breaking shit. You've broken your glasses already.
No, they're not broken. They're just slightly bent. I'm gonna go into the store today to get them, and they'll probably fix it anyways for free. Because they
Alright.
usually, because anytime I went in there in the past, I need anything to get fixed with my glasses. They just again they do it for free because it's probably just trying to fix it back into place. It's probably not gonna cost them anything.
Fair enough. Anyway, Cesaro with the big uppercut to Zayn. We then get a skull-crushing finale to Cesaro, only for a 2 count though. He kicks out.
I was glad that he kicked out.
Yeah,
Like,
so was I.
if he was gonna, if that was gonna be the end of the match, I was gonna be like, please God no.
Yeah, thankfully it wasn't. It also makes Cesaro look pretty good as well for kicking out of the
Yes.
finisher. Cesaro's corkscrew uppercut gets the corkscrew uppercut onto the Miz. He then gets the giant swing on Miz as well. Once again, though, the fans can't count.
Nope.
The sharpshooter.
I was listening to it. He's like, he'll do a half, and there's like one. He'll do another half, two. It's like, listen, do you know how to count?
Oh, they start off fine. It's when they get to around 6 or 7 that they start counting too fast.
Yes.
Fucking idiots.
You stupid idiots.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Cesaro locks on the sharpshooter to Miz. Maurice actually drags him out of the ring to help him, basically to help him escape the move.
Took you a while.
No, I'm trying to think. No. So I'm saying this wrong. The sharpshooter gets locked onto the Miz. Maurice actually grabs hold of his hands, but Cesaro actually pulls Miz away, but Miz is still holding Maurice, so he actually pulls Maurice into the ring. The ref actually assists Maurice in getting out, probably just trying to cop a feel. And while he's doing that, the Miz actually taps, but the ref obviously doesn't see it because he's copping a feel on Maurice. Roll up, a roll up from Owens for a 2 count.
Wow.
Hey, you saying you wouldn't try and cop a feel?
I mean, I'd be lying if I were to say no.
Exactly. We get a roll up from Owens for a 2 count. We get a frog splash onto the Miz. We get the neutralizer for a 2 count on Owens, but Sammy comes in and breaks the count. We get another big roll up for a 2 count from Zayn. Again, another big uppercut from Cesaro. Zayn with a T-bone suplex on Cesaro. Owens with a super kick, another one for the pay-per-view. Then gets the pop-up power bomb onto Cesaro for a 2 count. The skull-crushing finale outside onto Owens. Miz is inside, covers Cesaro for a 2 count yet again.
Yep.
Zayn with a hell of a kick. Owens pulls Zayn outside though. And Miz basically crawls over a down Cesaro for a 3 count while Sammy's throwing Kevin into the barricade outside. But while he's doing that, obviously, as I said, Miz gets the 3 count.
He snuck in to get the win.
Yeah.
It's like,
all right.
but hey, I'm not complaining.
Because you're the Owens guy, and I think you probably have a lot to say about this. I will just quickly go over my opinion. I thought this was a fantastic match. The crowd were so fucking into it. All 4 men were over and did their part. Yes, even The Miz did his part. In my opinion, this is a match of the year candidate.
This was by far the match tonight. I'm spoiling it right now because there's no point. After this, there was like this set the bar way too goddamn high because they just everybody in the match did a fantastic job, and it was the match that
even The Miz.
It was the match that said to me, "Hey, I guess The Miz can pull off a good match if paired with the right people."
Exactly. I thought he did a good job keeping up with all 4 men who, let's be honest here, are a lot more talented than he is in the ring. So
yes, but yeah, I thought it was a really great match. I can't complain about the ending because Miz is a heel, so
exactly,
it makes sense. It makes sense, and people complain too much.
Yeah,
including me sometimes.
I'm surprised you aren't gushing even more about the match, to be honest.
Well, I could be like, oh my god, it was so fun, holy crap, and then we get a million dislikes because people just want me to shut up.
If we got a million dislikes, that means we're pretty popular, which we're not, so fuck it.
Good point.
It's weird actually. Just go on from that for a tangent because we'll just take a break while before we go to the fifth match. We've got more subscribers on our SoundCloud channel than we do our YouTube channel.
We have a SoundCloud?
Now, sort of. I only put up teasers on SoundCloud because you have to pay to have anything more than 2 hours worth of stuff on there.
Well, that's crappy.
But it's crappy, but at the same time, it doesn't stop you from using it. So
True.
I just like.
But hey, I had no idea we even had a SoundCloud. So
Yeah, you can see how professional we are, people. Yeah,
you mean you can see how professional you are? You're the one who mostly has been doing all the work, which I mean, I'm not complaining, but hey.
Yeah, what I do is I usually cut out say somewhere between the first 2 to 3 minutes of a episode, which I'll put up on our SoundCloud as the teaser.
Yes.
And put a link in for our Finger channel, our YouTube channel. But we've got 6 followers, I think, on SoundCloud, which isn't bad considering I'm only putting up teasers.
Yeah, I mean, we're not very big. We just kind of do our thing. If we ever catch on, great, and if not, we'll probably just do our thing.
Yeah. But anyway, after the match, we have basically just a recap of the pre-show. But considering we've already gone over it, there's no point in mentioning anything on that.
Yes.
And by the way, I just sent you the link. Did you get it for the SoundCloud channel?
I will like a quick peek. Yes, I see that.
All right. It was my personal channel, but considering I was never going to put anything up, I just changed it into the podcast channel, which is why I'm subscribed to a couple of different people. Anyway, match number 5 is the Asylum match: Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose.
Oh boy.
Probably have quite a bit to say here. We got a nice promo to hype the match up.
Yes.
Interesting concept, and holy fuck, there's Mitch. Or at least
Mitch is alive, or at least his son.
Yes. Anyway, we get the match begins. Ambrose with the early control. Jericho keeps trying to escape the cage, even though that wouldn't amount to a win for him. So I don't really know if he was confused or if he was just trying to get away from Ambrose and actually win the match. I'm not sure. We get an early face drag along the cage from Ambrose to Y2J. Which is something I haven't actually seen in a cage match for a while.
No.
Jericho sent into the cage several times. Both men going for weapons. Ambrose hitting Jericho with Moppy, which is where we get the Moppy Perry Saturn references from the commentary team. Kind of delving into the abyss there.
I kind of liked because it was just I kind of liked because Jesus that was a time.
That was a good 15 years ago. Nice to see them actually referencing it though.
The worst thing is that was a punishment given to Saturn. That wasn't something they just came up with. Hey,
do you want to know what? That's probably the thing he'll be remembered for most in his WWE run.
Yeah, the Moppy angle was the best known angle for Saturn.
Yeah.
And he wasn't originally supposed to get it. He only got it because he basically roughed up on a newcomer just because he punched a little too hard or something.
I can't remember. I was never a Perry Saturn guy anyway. Good in the ring.
No, I don't know anyone who was. To be honest,
decent in the ring, but had no fucking personality to him.
Nope. He was just like a guy.
Yeah. We get a nice side rush from leg sweep with the mop onto Jericho. Ambrose cleans Jericho with the mop. We then get a missile drop kick from Jericho for a 1 count. Jericho goes for the 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire, but gets suplexed off the top rope. By Ambrose.
That's when I started thinking in my head, oh god, they're gonna start doing that again, where it's like they have all these kind of more hardcore-ish weapons, but they don't actually get used, kind of like at WrestleMania.
Thankfully, you were wrong on that, but we'll go more into that as we go along.
Yes, thankfully I was wrong. So we'll get, like he said, we'll get into that.
Jericho once again goes for the 2x4. Ambrose actually goes for the nunchucks and displays some actual decent skill with them.
He could legitimately be someone use as a stunt double. Someone didn't know how to use, if a main character doesn't know how to use nunchucks.
I mean, I don't think he had the speed or the finesse with them that Steve Blackman did. But
yeah, well, Steve Blackman, you could tell he kind of
Steve Blackman could beat up Chuck Norris.
Steve Blackman scares me.
Steve Blackman could kill Chuck Norris with one hand tied behind his back.
Probably.
Has he still got that bounty hunter show?
What?
Steve Blackman.
Uh, I don't know. I gotta look this up now. Now that you're getting
Never heard
me.
of it?
No, because I don't pay attention.
He's got a bounty hunter show. He
I
and he
had no-
doesn't he
I
doesn't
never
look
knew
any
this.
he doesn't look any fucking older than he did when he first debuted.
Oh God, I wouldn't imagine he would look any different, to be honest.
Oh come on, dude! That was 20 years ago he debuted. You think he'd look a little bit older or something? He looks the same fucking.
Yeah, he's 52 years old now, and he
Fuck.
looks. According, there's a picture. The picture of him on Wikipedia was him in 2011. He looks exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
It's like, does he not age?
The guy's a Terminator. It makes sense. He has no emotion. He can move so fucking quickly, and he's so strong, and he's like fucking. He's a Terminator. He's come back from the future to kill us all.
Oh shit, we're all screwed.
Yeah, especially if it's Steve Blackman, our Lord and Savior. Anyway,
Well, that was interesting.
yeah, Jericho mocks Ambrose, but Ambrose hits Jericho with the nunchucks. By the way, they actually sounded like they fucking hurt. By the way.
Oh yes, you could just listening to them was like Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like,
Those
no,
definitely
please don't do to me.
those definitely weren't hollow. Let's put it that way.
No.
You could hear the thud every time it hit one of them.
Yes.
Jericho tries to escape the cage again. Jericho gets the kendo stick and hits Ambrose on top of the cage. We get a kendo shot off the top rope on Ambrose, then get a snap suplex for a 2 count from Jericho as well, who then goes for the leather strap. Ambrose gets whipped several times by Jericho from there on out. Ambrose takes control and actually gets a hold of the strap and whips Jericho as well. He then launches... then Jericho manages to take control again and launches Ambrose into the side of the cage. Jericho then keeps trying to get out of the cage for a while. Both men standing on the top rope, and then Jericho gets the ball split,
Yeah.
or the testicle split, whatever you want to call it.
Something like that.
Ambrose now gets the fire extinguisher. Jericho throws a straitjacket over Ambrose's face to get away. Hits the enziguri for a 2 count. We get the drop kick drives the a drop kick from Jericho drives Ambrose into the cage. Jericho then attempts to put Dean Ambrose into the straitjacket, but Dean fights it off. He then gets a big clothesline for a 2 count. Jericho comes back and hits the backbreaker for a 2 count. Ambrose gets a nice bulldog. So I just go down to my next line in these notes. Ambrose then goes to the top of the cage, a big elbow from the top of the cage for a 2 count. Sadly, doesn't actually get a big reaction.
Yeah.
I suppose people are just kind of used to bigger spots at this point. I suppose that's one of the things, isn't it? When you set the bar too high, spots like this don't really tend to get over as much as they should. But Dean goes for the bucket, which is one of the only 2 fucking items left at this point. That and the plant.
Bucket.
By the way, the plant never got fucking used in this match.
Mitch lives another day,
Yeah.
or his son.
Mitch Jr.
Good. We didn't need to see him. We didn't need to see another Mitch die.
Yeah, that poor Mitch family.
Yes.
Dean goes for
They've
the
gone
bucket.
through enough stress.
Tell me about it. Dean goes for the bucket, which will not actually go for the bucket, but what's inside the bucket. He pulls out a black bag, which is always going to symbolize bad things that come in. The
Yep.
bag contains a bunch of thumbtacks. I
Yep.
absolutely loved the cut to Jericho's face when he pulls out the thing.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh shit."
Jericho has this amazing look on his face. He's like, "Oh no, oh fucking god, no." It was fantastic.
As soon as immediately though in my mind, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "There's no way they're doing this."
I didn't think they would.
There's just no fucking way they're doing this.
I knew he'd actually put the thumbtacks on the ground, so I thought maybe like a stray one here or there might get caught in like their foot or something. Sorry, their leg or something. Never thought for a second they'd do what they did, but I'll go more into that for the closing moments.
Yeah, I was just thinking in my head, they're just gonna do it. They're just gonna tease it, but it's never gonna happen.
like I
There's
said,
no goddamn way. WWE in 2016, they never do it. Oh boy.
Oh,
But
how
we'll get
wrong
to
we
that.
were. Both men keep
Yes.
trying to hit each other with different moves onto the thumbtacks, but keep getting denied. Excuse me. Ambrose gets bounced off the cage. Lion Salt is countered with knees. Oh, by the way, while they're doing this, there's a big fucking pile of thumbtacks just over in... taking up, I would say, about a third of the ring, and yet they're managing to avoid them pretty well.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, we have
We
enough
can
room
still
to do
wrestle
all
here.
our moves without this being in the way.
Yeah. The Lion Salt is countered with knees from Ambrose. Ambrose goes for the Dirty Deeds on the attacks, but it gets countered. Jericho locks in the walls of Jericho. So I'm just moving the thing down again.
Yeah, no worries.
Ambrose crawls away and manages to get to a kendo stick, which he uses to whack Jericho in the back of the head to escape the hold.
Bad Jericho, bad.
Yeah. Let me go, boy. Down, boy. Down, boy. Bad boy.
Calm your shit. Stop
Yeah.
calling me a stupid
I'll
idiot.
have you neutered if you don't stop.
Yes. No more stupid idiots.
Ambrose goes to the top rope, but Jericho uses the fire extinguisher and hits a code breaker for a 2 count.
Yep.
Then
I kind of like that. I was thinking, like, oh, they're just gonna end it with a cold breaker and that's it.
yeah, I'm glad they did.
But yeah, he actually kicked out of it. I was like, hey, how about that?
The 2x4 with the barbed wire comes back into play. Jericho hits Ambrose with it several times. So, yeah, we actually did get to see the 2x4 with barbed wire used in 2016, which is a pretty big thing in itself, actually. Jericho goes for another code breaker, but it's reversed.
And then he drags him, he lifts him up, and then, bam, slam down onto the thumbtacks.
Yep, Jericho. By the way, we're talking Jericho here. Gets slammed onto the thumbtacks,
Yes.
and oh, it looked painful.
You can tell just Jericho getting up screaming. That sounds like he's not trying to sell. That just sounds like he's legitimately in pain.
Pretty much, but that's not even what
And the
wins
worst
the
of it
match.
too is you look at his. The worst part of it too is if you looked at his arm, it's like, holy jeez.
There's a big
so many
cluster of
thumbtacks.
them all in the same place. It looked fucking horrible.
Yeah, because it was just all there. It's just like, oh man, it's just like Jesus, looks awful.
Pretty much. But that's not
I
actually
can't even believe he agreed to take the spot. To be honest,
I'm amazed anyone with Jericho. You gotta remember Jericho is from that era where things like that were pretty common. I could imagine him doing it more than say like Roman Reigns.
oh god, I can't imagine Reigns
Yeah.
would want to do that.
I'd want to see
Yeah.
that. But I wouldn't-
You can't have the pretty face do that now, can you?
those looks will go one day. But that's not actually the end of the match. Dean picks up Jericho and hits him with the Dirty Deeds on the thumbtacks for a 3 count.
I should mention, like, during the match, too, there's several parts where Jericho is just trying to, like, open the door, open the door. I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
he thinks you can win this by escape. No, they say at the beginning of the match you can only win by pinfall or submission.
yeah, so who's the stupid idiot now, Jericho, huh?
I wonder if they were actually told. No, they will have been. I'm probably just talking shit. But
Yeah, I think I can't recall the last time they used the thumbtacks. My only guess was
Randy
probably
Orton, Cactus Jack.
Edge?
Oh yeah, Extreme One Night
WrestleMania
Stand.
22.
I was thinking more One
No.
Night Stand a couple months
Yeah,
after
the
that.
thumbtacks were used in WrestleMania 22.
Wasn't One Night Stand
Like-
2006 after that though?
Yes, was there thumbtacks used in that match?
I'm not talking that match specifically because the one you're thinking of is 2005, but One Night Stand 2006, surely
No.
it had thumbtacks.
Edge and Mick Foley was 2006.
Then that must have been when it was.
Yeah, that's all I can. That's all I can.
Yeah.
That's all I can think.
They had the match at
'cause the-
WrestleMania, and then they had a
because
match.
the first one, of course, was obviously Mankind or Foley
Yeah.
in Hell in a Cell. Then I believe there was Randy Orton in
Uh,
2004.
yeah, Mick Foley in
when he
2004,
was Cactus
Backlash.
Jack. And then there was Ric Flair.
Yep. Don't remember when, but I know what match you're talking about. The I Quit match, if I recall.
Oh yeah, there was also Cactus Jack with Triple H in the 2000 Royal Rumble. There was that.
Oh, of
I forgot
course.
to mention that one because he got pedigreed onto the damn thumbtacks.
I know,
And, like, he
fucking-
could have pierced his damn eyes out.
To be fair, there's been a lot of them, but yeah, to put it simply, we haven't seen thumbtacks in WWE for a long time. At least thumbtacks where they're actually
Yeah,
used.
and then there was Ric Flair oh wait, no, it was Ric Flair in 2006 was the last one because
Oh.
Foley was playing a bit of a heel at that point.
Yeah, well, like I say, let's just put it this way, it's been a long time since we've seen thumbtacks.
So, yeah,
Not just
SummerSlam
used,
2006.
yeah, not just, because sometimes they'll bring out the thumbtacks to tease you, but they'll not use them. This is the first time they've actually been used in a long time.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought this was an entertaining match, very reminiscent of Attitude Era type weapons matches and stuff. This is the best way I can put this is a junk food match. It's the type of match you enjoy once every so often, but you wouldn't want it constantly.
Yes. I think the thing with the match too is it wasn't originally supposed to go on for as long as it did.
I did hear these rumors, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that there was supposed to originally be like a 10-minute segment, but that got cut at the last minute, so they're just like, we just gotta. So like, you guys just go on for longer to cut for the time.
Yeah, to be honest, and it kind of showed, the match is something that I probably would enjoy less the next time I watch it,
Yeah.
but I thought it was a pretty decent match. It was entertaining in its own way. You know, it was great to see thumbtacks getting used again for the first time in years. But
Yeah.
uh,
So the match was definitely I think it went on too long, and it was definitely
yeah,
like
it
more of a
definitely
filler
suffered.
match that was just to satisfy the crazy people, but they still did a good job.
It was okay, like I say. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's something that I would probably enjoy less and less each time I watch it, so there you go.
Yes.
Anyway, match number 6, the Women's Championship. Charlotte versus Natalia in a submission match.
And Ric Flair, for the first
banned
time,
from
is
ringside.
banned from ringside.
We get a decent
Ugh.
promo showcasing the entire rivalry that these two have been having for the last couple months. We start the match off with both women tying up. Some very basic mat wrestling to start off with. Natty with a surfboard stretch. Charlotte manages to escape it though. We get the discus clothesline early on from Natty. Charlotte rolls outside to, I guess, get a breath back. Charlotte with some chops on the outside, obviously causing the fans to do their whole woo thing.
Yes, of course.
It's never gonna go away, guys. Even when Ric Flair's dead and gone, they will constantly keep doing that every time someone chops.
It's synonymous with Flair. It's like you can't just have it go away. Like it's synonymous with him. It's like if that was to go away, that would probably make me cry because it's like it's so well known with him. It's like, why would you want that to go away?
Well, exactly. It's not gonna go away at this point.
No.
You know,
Shouldn't.
He shouldn't go away either, like you said.
It's what Flair's known for.
Pretty much that, and getting divorced every so often.
Well, that too.
We get back inside the ring now. Natty with a flurry of punches, which are then broken off by a big brute from Charlotte. Natty gets a nice armbar locked in, but Charlotte manages to power out with a sit-down powerbomb. Charlotte is constantly attacking Natty's legs throughout the entire match. Charlotte with a leg submission. I'm not sure what it looks like, but it's basically like the reverse, when the figure four gets reversed, is the best way I can put it. Charlotte goes up to the top rope, gets a lovely moonsault. Still says she's got the best damn moonsault in the business right now. She then locks in a half crab, a half Nelson, a half crab, leg crab, by Natty, but blah, blah, blah. Charlotte locks in the half crab, but Natty powers out. We then get a big German suplex from Natalia. Natalia then gets a sharpshooter, where Ric Flair's music hits, and Dana Brooke comes out dressed as a nature boy. Dana interferes. Charlotte gets the figure eight, for the submission win.
Yes.
To be honest here, I think this, apart from the 10 Divas tag team match from WrestleMania, I thought this was the worst women's match I've seen this year.
Yeah, and I was thinking, and
here's the thing: there was some decent. The match wasn't given enough time, but here's the thing: there was some decent things in the match. It just never got out of first gear.
No, I'm just trying to hold it in.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to hold it
No,
in.
don't hold it in. Let it loose. Let it go.
How fucking long are they gonna keep doing this with Charlotte? How long? Why? Why must this continue to go on? Can they at least have one goddamn match where Charlotte can win without a distraction or anything, please?
Here's the thing. This was a problem because this was a submission match. If this had been, say, just a no DQ match, you could have had no interference. Charlotte doesn't roll up and pulls Natty's tights or something like that. That would have been better.
Yes, but it's like, can we just have one match?
Enough with the interferences. It's getting old. Charlotte is an amazing talent. She's had some fucking amazing matches. But the endings to these matches are fucking dragging it down really bad at this point.
Yeah.
I'd say I haven't... You've probably had more of this than I have because obviously you've been watching Charlotte since she came into the WWE. I've only been watching since January and I'm sick to death of it. I thought this was a poor match. The crowd were dead for the match as well. Like I say, both women can do better than this. The match never got out of first gear. I don't know who the fuck Dana Brooke is, to be honest. But after the match, Charlotte, Dana, and Rick are celebrating in the ring, and that's all I've got for my notes for that match. What's your opinion on Dana Brooke, by the way? Because I have no idea who she is.
I don't actually have enough of an opinion on her, really. I don't know her enough to say.
Fair enough. Like I said, I think we're both just sick to death of these interference endings now for the title, Women's Championship. Yeah, you've got a roster of women that are actually really, really good wrestlers and really good characters with really good microphone abilities, and you're giving them shit like this. Don't ruin a good thing, WWE. Please don't ruin it.
Yes.
Anyway, match number 7 is your main event of the evening, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The champion Roman Reigns versus the challenger AJ Styles in an Extreme Rules match, otherwise known as a no DQ match, otherwise known as a street fight.
Otherwise known as you know where this is going.
Yeah. We got a decent promo for the build-up to the match. Reigns comes out still getting booed. Not a good thing, WWE. Yes, I'll keep everyone updated on the Reigns booing calendar.
There's a thing with Reigns that I'm going to get into after this match that I believe that I'll just go in and be completely fully honest about him, whether that gets me hated by some or not, but I have to say it because it's just the way that I personally see it.
Alright, well, we'll do that when we finish the match then.
Yes.
Alright, we start the match off with AJ outsmarting Roman. Roman starts out powering AJ with the clotheslines in the corner, basically squashing the poor fucking guy.
He's basically just getting his ass handed
to him. Reigns with a big knee to AJ. AJ goes for a chair, Roman blocks it. Roman brings the chair into the ring. AJ moves out of the way of the chair. AJ is then kicked into the barricade. AJ then takes control after another missed chair shot. He slams Roman Reigns into the announce table. He then sends Reigns over the barricade as well. The two brawl through the crowd for a while as they make their way to the kickoff, where the kickoff panel were. Roman throws AJ onto the table. AJ hits like a sat down enziguri, which was actually pretty nice.
Yes. It was a pretty impressive spot.
Yeah, to be able to do that while you laid down, definitely.
Yep.
Bit of shitty camera work, so we don't actually get the full force of the phenomenal forearm off the table.
Nope. Whatever they can do to make it not look as strong as Roman.
Yeah. The two head back to ringside. AJ slams Roman's face into the ring post, so you gotta protect that moneymaker, Roman.
Yes.
AJ rips the floor padding off, and the ref helps him by holding it down with his foot. Thought that was fantastic. He goes for the Styles Clash, but Roman counters it with a big punch in the face. Roman attempts a powerbomb for the table. AJ counters with a flurry of punches. Styles goes for the Styles Clash on the table, but gets countered again with another big punch. Then Styles gets backdropped and goes ass first through the other announce table. Actually, quite painful how he landed.
Yes, it looked pretty bad.
Thankfully, I haven't heard anything
And that
about
when I
any
say
injury.
bad, and when I say bad, I don't mean how he did it. The spot was bad. I just mean how painful it looked.
Yeah, thankfully, I haven't heard anything about like a injury to his coccyx or anything like that. So hopefully, it just
It's
looked
fine.
bad. Yeah. Roman brings AJ in the ring, but only gets a 2 count. Reigns then hits a sit-down powerbomb for a 2 count as well. He goes for the Superman punch, but AJ counters with a back body drop,
Yep.
I believe. AJ suplexes Reigns into the corner to smash the injured leg. He gets a running knee to Roman on the apron. Hurricane Rana countered into a powerbomb through another announce table by Reigns. So AJ at this point has gone through 2 announce tables.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in his head, like he must be thinking, "Why did I agree to take these many spots? I'm gonna feel this in the morning."
Probably. Roman attempts a spear. AJ moves out the way and Reigns goes straight into the barricade.
Oops.
Yep. I done fucked up. Back inside the ring, we get a phenomenal forearm countered into a Superman punch. AJ falls out the ring.
Just hang on. Did you say Superman punch?
Probably, I don't know.
It's I'm pretty sure you meant to say Superman, but it may have just been the way you said.
It's
May
still
have made
technically
it sound like mine.
Superman, but it's just a slight accent on it. I was going for Jamaican. Superman.
Superman.
I apologise to all my any of our Jamaican viewers. I wasn't trying to be nasty. AJ falls outside. Roman jumps over the steps actually and hits a nice spear. It was actually quite a nice spot from him. Then out comes the club. We get the Buddha Doom to Reigns for a 2 count. Then out come the Usos, or I should say the Boosos. Sorry.
The boo knows.
The Boo-Nos, yeah, that's it. We then get their super kick and splash combination to the club and AJ Styles. Reigns crawls and gets a 2 count. The club and the Boo-Nos are brawling outside. Both club members get Superman punched. Spear blocked, and Styles gets the Styles Clash on Roman for a 2 count. Styles then goes a Styles Clash on a chair, but he gets pulled out of the ring by one of the Boo-Nos.
Boo knows. See, it's attaching. You're getting used to it.
Yep. We get counted into a back body drop. Reigns goes for the Superman punch, which gets countered into a Pele kick. That's where we get the Styles Clash on the chair, sorry. I guess he must have tried it early on, but he got countered, sorry. Anyway.
It's okay, even I'm lost.
Yeah. AJ beats up the Usos and Reigns with his steel chair, which was fucking fantastic, by the way.
Yep.
AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm, it gets countered
Excuse me.
with a spear for a 3 count. Really good match.
Honestly, I guess now that I can mention it, since we
Go ahead.
Here's my thing with Roman Reigns. Here's my legitimate, honest, personal opinions.
Go ahead.
I do not hate Roman Reigns as a person. I do not hate Roman Reigns as a wrestler. Because I think when he's paired with the right person and the right stipulation, he can put on a good match. He can be a good worker. He can do his job and not make it look like it's basically he looks really green.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with him is simply just how he is booked.
I've said this before and I'll say this again. Roman has the ability to be a main eventer, but he does not have the ability to be the star. He's not the guy for the company. He's not the guy who people are going to pay their money to see. He's the guy that people won't mind seeing in the main event, but he's not going to be the main reason that people are there, and he never will be. You know,
Yes.
like Cena had the younger audience behind him. He was the guy and all that. And as much as we like to bitch about Cena, and I'm pretty sure we will at some point in the future when he beats Rusev for the US title, you know, the fact is he does have the audience. He did have an audience that he basically had behind him. Like I said, the younger audience, and even some of the older ones. He had the audience and stuff. People came to see him. I wouldn't have personally gone to see Cena, but a lot of people did. The thing is, a lot of people don't come to see Roman Reigns.
Pretty much.
And I don't really see that ever changing. And you have a guy who has a potential to be one of your upper guys in the company. He could be a Randy Orton. He's always there on the cusp of the championship if they ever need him to be. And he's always got that main event feel to him. But he's never going to be the guy for the company. And WWE need to accept this.
Yes. The thing with him is like he if you want to keep him around near the top, fine, because if you pair him again with the right person, he will at least do the best that he can. The problem is he just doesn't have enough charisma to really excel as the top guy. He seems stale. He doesn't seem like he does a lot of work on the mic. And again, even character development again has always been a problem. Like, I mean, at least now that they're realizing a little bit that what he fits a little better into, they're at least doing a bit better justice of that. But even still, it's like at least let the guy kind of flex a little bit more, as in just let him be able to try out some of his own things. Stop making him follow the status quo all the time. If you let Reigns do what he can rather than just make him do what you want him to do, he'll eventually, over time, fans won't start booing him as much because they'll start to realize, okay, this is more of him taking initiative rather than WWE just seeing him as the golden boy. We'll do everything for him to make him as best as possible. It's like, just let him be him.
I don't know. Like I say, I think for him to be him, I've heard that Roman is apparently a very egotistical person in real life. So if he was himself, he would have to be the villain.
And
He would have to be.
that's another thing I have with him too, is that why I don't think he's meant to be the top guy is he seems like a prick. He kind of does.
Yeah, he needs to be. And I hate saying this because people have been badgering on for years how Cena should be a heel and stuff. No, Cena needs to be a face. I am sorry, but it was never going to work as a heel. Reigns would work as a heel.
Cena had his chance in the past to be a heel, and they didn't go with it. And honestly, looking back at it, I can see why they didn't.
Yeah, I never wanted Cena as a heel because it wouldn't have worked. With Reigns, it would work. Reigns as a face will not work. He's got the whole sort of, he's a tweener right now where he's not really a face, he's not really a heel. But if you want this guy as a main event star, it's a heel you need to be booking him as. I'll be honest, I think this program with AJ has done wonders for Roman, but it's still not gonna be what you need to get this guy over. He's never going to be the face of the company. WWE need to accept that. Well, he's never going to be a successful face of the company.
No.
But you've got someone who could be a great heel right now. But we're actually going a little bit off topic because there is something else that happens on the
at the
pay-per-view,
very end.
at the end of the pay-per-view. While Reigns is celebrating after the match, out comes a returning...
Hello, Mr. Seth Rollins.
Absolutely. He comes in and hits a pedigree on Roman, and the crowd go fucking nuts.
They lost their goddamn mind.
Yep. Who, by the way, after seeing it on Raw, Rollins is still a heel. Fuck.
I will admit, he did a fantastic bait and switch during his promo. He did a really damn good job with it. But a lot of me believes this heel turn will not last long for him.
Here's the thing.
I have a feeling that there's a lot of me believes, which probably means it won't happen, but a lot of me believes that there could be a double turn in the works.
I am hoping that's the case, but I think WWE is so blind with their Reigns train right now that I don't think they're going to happen. But I think they will change Rollins at least come Money in the Bank. Because let's face it, you're going to have a match where you're probably going to have, like, if they square off and they start punching each other, every time Roman hits, boo. Every time Seth hits, yay. That's the type of
Yes,
match I'm
no
expecting
matter
at
what
Money
they,
in the
no matter
Bank.
how much they're gonna try to push Rollins to remain the heel, which he wouldn't. Which had he not gotten injured, he wouldn't be a heel right now. He
Probably
was
not.
gonna, he was gonna gradually turn it. Have had the original plans gone together, Seth would have gradually turned into a face and wrestled Triple H at WrestleMania, and Triple H would not have the championship.
Yeah.
Or he would have the championship, or say he would have the championship. Like say what they could have done to try to make him a face is that they still do the whole thing at the Royal Rumble where whoever wins the Rumble wins the championship. And Rollins goes into it defending the title. Triple H is the last participant. He eliminates Rollins, and then of course the same thing eliminates Ambrose to win the match and the championship. Seth is pissed, and it eventually grows into a face turn, and that's how I think they could have done it. But then of course he got it. But then he got injured in November, so that kind of derailed everything. And because of how much of a hype train they're trying to go with Rollins with Reigns here, because they can't get their dicks off the guy.
Yeah.
Basically they're just trying to they're trying to see if we're gonna just keep him as a heel, which if you want to go for it, fine, but I guarantee you it's not gonna work.
Yeah, probably not. The fact of the matter is, CrossFit Jesus is back and he's going to get fucking...
CrossFit Jesus.
I can't remember where I heard the term, but it suits Seth Rollins so well.
Yes.
But he did get booed when, he turned on the audience on Raw and stuff. But
well, of course, because, he's trying to play
I
the heel, and
don't need any of you. You weren't there for me when I needed you.
I've shared my ankle trying to carry this damn business. Yada yada yada.
It was a pretty good
burned
promo.
every one of those those thank you letters and notes or get well soon notes. I burned them all. Meanwhile, here's Stan waiting for a goddamn reply, and he's going crazy.
Yeah, here's the thing. You've got...
If you get that, by the way, thank you.
You mean where he kicked Stan?
No, what I'm talking about is Stan is that one. It's like one of Eminem's old songs, just about a deranged fan who's getting really, really pissed and starts. Losing his mind. Eventually
I
leads
know
to
what
killing
you mean.
himself.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't the actor in that the guy from the first Final Destination film?
I don't know. I thought it was just Eminem playing the role of Stan.
Maybe I'll have to go back and check that. But yeah, I know what you mean. But here's the thing. I think Seth is going to get Seth is going to get a 50-50 split in normal towns, but if you get to a smart city, Seth is going to get cheered out the fucking building.
In fact, I gotta see if I can find there's a picture that someone made of it. I just gotta see.
Of what?
The whole... The thing that I just mentioned. I gotta see...
Oh,
there's a picture that someone made of it. I gotta see if I can find it.
But as soon as they go to a smart city, like Chicago or somewhere like that, Seth is going to get cheered out the fucking building.
Actually, you know what's the ironic thing now that I think about it?
What?
Instead of swapping roles, they swapped colors. Like, Seth used to have the black and gold, Roman with the black and white. Now Roman has the black and gold, and Seth now has the black and white.
No, Rollins has got that fucking Power Ranger get up.
Yes.
But yeah, that was the pay-per-view overall. We'll go more into things that will be happening in a few minutes, but first of all, let's get it out of the way because it's the most obvious match of the night.
Well, as I already said, because I pretty much spoiled it because we already know what the case is. It's without question the Fatal 4-Way. That was just on a league of its own.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And that's crazy to say because I'm usually not the biggest over Fatal 4-Way matches, but all four of them are just like, holy damn.
Everybody did their part in that. You can't... It was amazing. And I've got the same here, Fatal 4-Way for the match of the night. There was no question about it. The main event was pretty good. And the Asylum match was fun, though a bit sloppy. But yeah, nothing was touching that Fatal 4-Way. No. Alright, Superstar of the night. Who have you got?
Superstar of the night? Oh, man.
Or do you want me to go first?
Yes, please do.
I have Chris Jericho purely for the fact that the guy was willing to take those sick bumps on those thumbtacks.
Well, I guess I can't... I suppose I can't fault you for that.
Like I say, I could have given it to probably one of the guys in the Fatal 4-Way, but No, the fact that Jericho, a 45-year-old guy, is willing to get Ambrose over by taking something like that is fucking ridiculous.
Yes, I'd say See, here's the thing with me. I can't honestly decide because I personally believe that it would be Superstar Tonight was in the Fatal 4-Way match, but I don't know if I want to go with either Cesaro or Sami Zayn.
How about a coin toss to decide it?
All right, where's a coin? I got a coin here.
All right, go ahead.
Get it. I'll just throw it up.
Let's...
Oh wait, I should have.
Yeah, I was gonna say what you were signing heads and tails to.
Heads is Cesaro, tails is Sami Zayn,
Alright.
and it's heads, so Cesaro.
Alright, so Cesaro for you.
I just love
Jericho for
Cesaro
me.
that much, so I guess maybe there's a bit of bias, but I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I can't decide.
That's
Oh god, my voice.
Okay, moment of the night.
Chris Jericho getting sent into the thumbtacks.
Oh, so you had my Superstar of the night for the same reason, but for your moment. I would agree it was an amazing moment. However, just for the sheer reaction from the crowd, I've got to go with Seth Rollins' return.
Yeah, I suppose I can. That would have been my other choice. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'll quickly be right back. I have to use the bathroom.
Alright, we're going to take
Again.
a short break here, guys. No, we're not. I'm going to talk about Thunder behind his back. And you guys, as we said, we already have a SoundCloud account if you want to go check that out for whatever reason. I doubt any of you who are watching this to this point will bother because, quite honestly, why would you? As we already mentioned, I think earlier, we only have like 2 to 3 minute teasers. If you want to go check out our other channels for Let's Play stuff, video game stuff, and stuff like that in general, you can check out Thunder at HG Central, me at my own channel in CaptainTurbo, and we both have a channel we both contribute to called the Let's Play Alliance, or the LP Alliance as it looks like with the name. And that's about all I have to say for that, so I'm going to pause the video here, and I'll come back when Thunder does. Alright, we're back, boys and girls. So yeah, that's...
Things happen.
Yes. That's pretty much our ratings and all that. Sorry, our awards for the night.
Yes, rating-wise for the pay-per-view,
I was going to say, last one we had was a B. Really?
I would give it a B. Well, I didn't hate any of the matches. I thought the worst match was the women's match, but even then, it's like, it wasn't terrible, but it was just, I'd say it was just very mediocre or meh.
I wasn't nearly as kind. I gave it a C.
Wow, really?
Here's the thing: the Fatal 4-Way match was fucking amazing, but you can't build a pay-per-view around one match, no matter how good it is. I thought.
Well, hey, I'm not gonna fault you to that. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
And, I'm not gonna be. I'm not one of those people like you're wrong.
Oh yeah, like I said.
I hate people like that.
Let's say we both got different opinions on it. Usually we're not too far off from one another. I think this is the biggest difference we've ever had when it comes to giving a grade to a pay-per-view.
I think so.
But yeah, B from Thunder, a C from me. Alright, well...
What a difference.
Yeah, pretty big difference. I actually felt that this was one of the perhaps bar WrestleMania, this was the weakest pay-per-view I've seen so far this year.
Well, okay.
Alright, still, the fact they only got a C isn't too bad then, considering everything, but... well, that's the Extreme Rules 2016 pay-per-view out the way. As we said, next time will be Money in the Bank. But for now, it's time to go into our...
I've already gotten bored of the whole thing with the smashing and the bashing.
I know. I was thinking earlier. Shit, I didn't download a sound clip or anything for my phone with the drum roll. Fuck. It's time for the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We each ask each other 3 different questions. As long as it's anything post WrestleMania 1 and WWE only, it doesn't matter what the question is.
Yes.
I am currently leading by 1 overall, but I don't actually know what the actual score is at the moment. I'll have to check that out between episodes.
I forget too. I think it was like something.
It's definitely something. Alright.
That's a guarantee.
Alright, well, Do you want to go first or shall I?
Uh, why don't you go first? I don't remember who went first last time.
Oh, well, I'll just go
Who went
first then.
first last
I
time, to
tell
be
you what.
honest.
I tell you what. For future references, when we do these trivia challenges,
Mm-hmm.
whoever does the intro also gets to ask the first question, just so we can.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The best way to do it is just so we can remember. All right. So, all right. Might be a little bit difficult because it wasn't really a pay-per-view thing. It's usually just something you either know or you maybe have seen like on like the network. Right. I don't want to know who he beat, but who won the first King of the Ring back in 1985?
The first ever King of the Ring. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal. The first King of the Ring winner was Don Morocco in 1985.
Very good. Once you, I do have his who he beat in the match. Not for extra points or anything, but can you guess who it was?
Oh, who he beat?
Yeah, in the finals.
It was the Iron Sheik.
Not according to Wikipedia, it was Tito Santana.
Are you sure?
Well, that's what Wiki said, but obviously I'm only taking my information from Wikipedia, so...
Because I have it up here. The King of the Ring 1985, the tournament brackets. Don Morocco pins Iron Sheik.
Huh, interesting.
Are you sure you're looking at the right thing?
Well, I'm not actually looking at anything right now. Like I said, at least I got the name of the actual winner right anyway, but...
In fact, here's the thing with Tito Santana. He actually won. He did win a King of the Ring. It was in 1989.
Yeah, I might have been looking at that. So that wasn't what was the point was for, so it doesn't matter. You got it right with the winner, so there you go, 1-2.
Yes.
Alright. My first question, if you would please.
All right, mine's a bit of a simple and shorter one, but whom was the last wrestler to make Brock Lesnar submit? And I do not count SummerSlam 2015 because he chose to pass out rather than submit.
Alright, so it can't be like a technical knockout sort of thing.
No, it has to be
Alright.
legitimately tapping.
I would probably say that was... When did he leave? He left...
He first left in 2004.
Yeah, it was 2004, wasn't it? I'm just trying to think. He's been back a while now. Just give me a minute to think. I just want to make sure he hasn't... There's two guys it could be. I'm not sure which one, so I'm going to have to take a stab in the dark. I'm going to say Kurt Angle.
Correct. It was Kurt Angle.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say it's either Kurt
I think
Angle...
it was the SummerSlam 2003.
Yeah, I was going to say it was either Kurt Angle or Chris Benoit, and I wasn't sure which, so I thought I'll just take a stab at one of them.
Yes.
Right. I'm just looking here. Yeah, I'll give you this one first. Alright, what pay-per-view did Y2J make his in-ring debut at? And not where he first appeared, but his first in-ring debut pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, of course. You're talking about, like, when he's...
At an actual match. Yeah.
His first proper pay-per-view match. Right, okay.
Just the pay-per-view.
And
the year, obviously.
I gotta remember. I have to remember this now because I know the time frame that he first appeared was obviously the thing. I just gotta remember what pay per view it was.
Oh, by the way, obviously we're working off an honor system here. We're not really supposed to cheat, but we know we can't exactly stop each other. We're on different sides of the fucking ocean, so.
Yeah, he's gonna jump over to my house through the power of some kind of magic, and he's just gonna be like, "Get off the damn internet!
Chaos control!"
Sure, why not? Okay, all right. I've got an answer though.
All right, go ahead.
Because I remember now. I was originally going to say Survivor Series 1999, but then I remembered that would be incorrect.
That would have been...
The first pay-per-view debut he was the 1999 Unforgiven pay-per-view.
Fuck, you're correct.
Yes.
I was thinking I might trip you up with that.
I remembered when he debuted. I was thinking, because I know there was SummerSlam, and
he
did
debuted,
not appear
but
in that
not in
one.
a match. He debuted at SummerSlam. No, he didn't debut at SummerSlam. Sorry, he debuted, I think, a little while before SummerSlam. He did appear at SummerSlam, but he didn't actually do anything there. Just had a verbal confrontation with Road Dogg.
Yes.
Who he actually had a match with at Unforgiven. So.
Road Dogg?
It was either Road Dogg or X-Pac.
It was X-Pac.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was
who
one
he
or the
defeated
other.
by disqualification.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he had Curtis Hughes with him at the time as well.
Yes, his bodyguard.
Yeah. And then obviously the Survivor Series match he had with China was actually really good. For the IC title, if I remember. Um, but yeah, well done. To you. My second question, please.
Okay, well, uh, your second championship is there have been multiple women whom over the time of WWF held the Hardcore Championship. Who was the last woman to hold it to win the
Ooh.
title? Because remember, the title was retired in 2000 in August 2002, and the last champion was at the time was Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
Because it
Ooh.
got unified with the Intercontinental Championship.
It could be one or two, and I'm not sure which it is. Again, this is the same with the fucking Brock Lesnar question earlier. Fuck, I know it's one of these two answers. I just don't know which one it was. Fuck. Give me a minute, because I'm just trying to think. Joe, it's going to have to be a stab in the dark. Molly Holly. It was either
Is that
Molly
your
Ho- It was either Molly Holly or it was Terry Runnels, but I'm gonna go with Molly Holly.
So that's your final answer?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be.
I'm sorry, it was
Oh,
Terry Runnels.
fucking hell! I knew it was one of them.
It was Terry who was the last woman to hold the Hardcore
Fuck!
Championship. I think Molly Holly was the second last.
Yeah, that's probably why I got it confused.
I'm so sorry. That must have been so. I could just tell by your reaction. It was so crushing.
Oh, damn it! Like I said, I knew it was one of them. I just didn't know which. So,
Yes, that's.
uh,
I feel
I
bad,
need to
man.
catch you out on this last question now to keep a lead. And that's even if I
Yes.
can only just get my last one right. Alright, this one might catch you out though.
All right.
What? Excuse me. What was the longest ever Raw match minus Iron Man matches?
Longest ever Raw match.
Yes, but not including the Iron Man matches that have taken place.
Yeah, of course. The Iron Man matches are. Nope. I think I have. I think I know. I have a feeling I would actually know what it is. I just gotta remember
Yeah,
because I gotta.
take all the time you need. I generally tend to take all the time I need, so do what you need
Do
to.
I have to say how long it was or just
No,
what was the
just the
match?
participants.
Oh my god! Thank God, because I was gonna be like, if
Although
you were
I
telling
will
me to
ask you, I
remember,
will ask you afterwards for like just bragging rights, see if you can get the actual time. But no, the time has nothing to do with the actual point.
okay. I believe the longest Raw match was Shawn Michaels versus John Cena in 2007.
Fuck.
I'm just hearing that. Fuck.
That is correct. April 2007, HBK versus John Cena. Um, it is the longest ever Raw match, not counting the couple of Iron Man matches that have taken place on Raw. Alright, not really for points, but for bragging rights, how long was the match?
Wasn't it? I want to say it was. It wasn't exactly 60 minutes Iron Man length match length, but I want to say it was 55 minutes.
You know what, I should have... It would have even mattered if that was the fucking point, because you got it right.
Yes.
Fucking damn it. By the way, fantastic match, by the way.
Hmm.
Absolutely amazing match. Absolutely fell in love with it. I think it was actually here in England it took place, if I remember correctly. Um, but yeah, free for free. The best I can do here is... basically, I've already lost my lead.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
yeah, prick. Uh, so technically speaking, at the moment we're tied. Thunder could actually turn it all around here and take the lead if he can catch me out on this last question.
Okay. So my final question for you is: there has only been one wrestler, because ironically I did not plan for this, but it just tended to happen. There's only been one wrestler in WWE who has never who has been in multiple Iron Man matches, but never won a single one of them. Who was that wrestler?
He was in multiple, but in WWE, obviously. Well, yeah, that's part of the fucking ruling,
Yes.
isn't it? So he was in multiple.
Yes. He was the only wrestler, because out of the entire list here that I have here, every other person who did not win an Iron Man match only had one appearance in an Iron Man match. The one that I'm talking about had multiple appearances in an Iron Man match, but never won. And keep in mind,
Kurt
there
Angle.
has been, about, keep in mind, there's
Kurt
been
Angle.
about nine Iron Man matches. Yes,
Kurt
by
Angle.
the way, you're correct. It is Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
He has been in 3 Iron Man matches technically, and
I
has
was
not
getting
won a
thrown.
single one.
I was getting
The
thrown off because I was thinking 60 minutes, but I remember he had that match with Shawn Michaels that went 2-2, so he technically got a draw in that one, but that was only 30 minutes.
Yes, and there was also the Ultimate
Yeah,
Submission match with Chris Benoit, which he lost 4-3.
yeah. I was trying to think, and I was thinking, all right, he's trying to catch me out here by saying Iron Man matches, and not all of them were listed as Iron Man matches. So kudos.
Yes,
All right, so we're all tied up again.
holding on by a thread.
Yep. Actually, that was honestly the easiest question you had. I'm surprised you used that.
Well, I'm surprised it took you so long to respond with it then.
The thing is, like you said, you caught me out with the questioning and the wording, because like you said Iron Man. I was just going for like all my through all the winners and stuff, and I was thinking, well, if you add things like the 30-minute Iron Man match and the Ultimate Submission match, it has to be Kurt Angle.
Yes.
But yeah, okay, we're all tied up. Again, I'll actually find out what our full scores are for the next episode, just so we can see what we're actually at the moment. But I suppose the next thing before we really leave off, have a quick segment, talk about Money in the Bank and what we think's going to happen.
Wait, did I only... I thought you had a third question.
No, I went first, so I've already asked my 3 questions. You got them all right.
Oh, I did? I thought I only answered 2 of them.
Who won the King of the Ring in 1985, longest Raw match, and what pay-per-view did Y2J make his in-ring debut at?
Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, I'm just bad with counting, I guess.
Okay then. Anyway, Money in the Bank predictions, what you think is going to happen, all that jazz.
Okay, Money in the Bank predictions.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the main event, which will be the Roman Reigns Seth Rollins match for the title.
Again, the likeliest thing is that it's not going to happen, but a lot of me just wants to see there be some sort of double turn happen, because they're trying so hard to make Rollins the heel, and it's not going to work.
Pretty much. I will say, here's the thing. As much as I may have wanted AJ to win the title over the last 2 months, I knew in my heart basically it wasn't going to happen. Seth Rollins is actually a legitimate threat to Reigns' title run. There is a very real chance that Seth Rollins might actually take it off him.
Yes.
Well, certainly more so than AJ Styles had anyway.
And I imagine if Seth Rollins does win the match, Roman would probably just snap and go full heel. I'm praying! Damn it, I'm praying! They gotta do it! They have to!
Pretty much. I mean, there's a lot that could happen in this match. Here's the thing. There has been a lot of talk about, well, there was a lot of talk last year about the whole Seth Rollins Triple H feud happening. That's obviously not happened, and Seth has come back as a bad guy anyway. Perhaps something happens in the match. Maybe someone tries to interfere on Seth Rollins' behalf, like Triple H, for instance, accidentally trips over Seth Rollins or something, and Reigns wins, and that kicks off the whole feud between Triple H and Seth Rollins, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. All I know is it's definitely not as up in the air. Sorry, the answer is not as clear as it was with the AJ Reigns feud. This actually, in my opinion, could really go either way, depending on what the company decide to do. Because
Yes.
I suppose, and we'll go more into this in a few minutes. With the brand split that's happening, and there we go. Spoiler alert, by the way. Um,
Yes, they're confirming that there will be a brand split as well with the fact that SmackDown will be going live, which I'm both for and against at the same time.
yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you actually. I prefer it more than I don't, but we'll go more into that in a few moments.
Yes.
But yeah, this really could go either way. I'm expecting them to keep their hands purely on Reigns' dick right now, so he's probably going to come out of the match with the title, but definitely not as crystal clear as it was at Extreme
Yes.
Rules. But the
Yes.
Money in the Bank the Money in the Bank ladder match is the next talking point, I guess. We
There's
have
still there's
still one
there's still
spot.
one spot, but the confirmed entrants are Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Chris Jericho, and Alberto Del Rio. Although one of them I want to believe was not supposed to happen that way.
What do you mean?
The Chris Jericho match qualifying with Apollo Crews. There's like a pretty bad botch by Crews in the match.
Oh, I did hear about this actually. What didn't
Yeah,
he? Jericho go for the lion salt or something, and he nipped up.
yeah, like he was trying to get up. Like you know how they lift their legs up and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they carry their weight to get back up.
yeah. The kick up.
The problem was that I I think he mistimed it just a little bit, and then when he got up, he lost balance and couldn't support his full weight, and basically tumbled.
I see. So you think he was meant to be in the Money in the Bank match?
I mean, he might have, but I mean, I still think it probably would have made more sense anyways with Jericho
Yeah,
being it
probably. I mean,
simply because Ambrose is in there right now.
I
But
suppose it would have been interesting to see Apollo Crews actually put in a gimmick match, though.
yeah, it would probably be the best way to use Cruz right now because I think the problem they have with him is that I don't think they're doing enough with him. As in, like he seems like he's
I've never seen him.
kind of
I don't think.
he's slow with his development. He just seems like he's not gradually evolving.
Like I say, I suppose. But who do you think's coming out of that match with the Money in the Bank briefcase?
There's a lot of choices,
There is actually some
but
decent talent in this one.
you know who I'm gonna just shoot it out there. I want to say it's gonna be Kevin Owens who gets the Money in the Bank.
Of course you do.
Yes. I mean, but then what would also be interesting is if it's Dean Ambrose who wins it, because what they could do is they still have a Rollins and Reigns feud, and then Ambrose comes in and be like, "Bro, I'm gonna cash in my bank and I'm gonna wrestle the both of you," and then there you go, all four members of the Shield wrestling each other.
All right. What do you think about this? And this may not work, but all right. Dean Ambrose wins the Money in the Bank.
Right?
Right. Rollins and Reigns have their match later on. Uh, Rollins wins by crook somehow, like maybe the authority or what's left of it get involved, maybe Triple H or something like that, I don't know. Somehow he cheats to win. Ambrose comes out, cashes in.
Possibly.
That's a to me, I think because we currently have two members of the Shield in a match for the championship, I think giving Ambrose the Money in the Bank briefcase is probably the smartest thing, or at least the thing that makes the most sense in a way. However,
Yes.
I also think there's a big possibility they're thinking long term for something for Kevin Owens.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be one of those two, like you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that out the
I'm
way.
just hoping. I'm just really hoping that they don't try to really keep pushing with Rollins being the heel. It's not going to
No,
work. I
it's
mean,
not going to work.
I'm even looking at the comments on the whole like segment he had on SmackDown yesterday, and or technically Tuesday, but it's not yet live. And the top comment says, "Don't try to make us hate Rollins again, WWE. It won't work this time."
It's not going to work. I mean, you'll get the occasional crowd where he'll get booed, but You're gonna find less and less as time goes on. The guy is too fucking good in the ring. He's just
Yes.
one of those people you
And
want to cheer
LMFAO,
for.
he's trying so hard for the crowd to hate him and started booing him instead of Roman Reigns. Lol, it's not gonna work. The crowd is not stupid. Lol. He's the. You can try all you want, but he still fights for me.
Yeah, pretty much.
I, s-
Well,
I
he's not
swear to
face,
God,
but
if
someone
Seth
you want to
loses at Money in
cheer.
the Bank, I will sue. Anyways, I'm gonna stop that now.
Uh, but yeah, definitely interested in seeing how Money in the Bank's going to play out. Definitely more so than I was with Extreme Rules. But I suppose the last thing we should talk about before we end this off is the brand split and our opinions on that.
Okay, here's the reason I'm for the brand split. I think having the brand split would basically allow more people to try to come into their own.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, a lot of the talent, like Cena and Orton, were on different brands for quite a long time. They've both got over that way. Same for Batista. I mean, I don't like the guy personally, never did, but he was the same.
Batista's become a really. I like Batista as a person.
I don't know how he is
Because
as a person, but
the thing with Batista is he's not afraid to speak his mind about the company, and if he doesn't like the direction of something, he will openly speak up about it, and I respect the hell out of him for that.
that's fine. Like I said, I've never personally liked him
Like,
as in the WWE, though. I've just never really found him interesting.
yeah, like I personally believe I like him quite a lot. So, because he he speaks his mind, and from what I've been told, he was a bit full of himself when he was first get becoming part of the main event picture, but over the years he's become considerably more chill, and he'll speak his mind about something, and he's generally just from what I've heard a pretty cool person to hang out with.
Which is fair. But like I said though, the brand split was really good for a lot of people. It got, guys that you always wanted to see in the main event. I mean, Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit both got main event pushes because of the brand split. And
Yes.
it's something that wouldn't have happened if the entire roster was just on was used over the course of two shows. Very much, I actually all for this. There are definitely some drawbacks that could happen. WWE struggled to fucking with the WWE have about what is it 18 hours worth of fucking content a week with the network, and they struggled to fill a 3 hour show with decent writing. But the fact that they're going to try and put more emphasis on SmackDown, to be fair, they've been doing a slightly better job with Raw recently, but I don't even know if they've got the ability to produce two pretty good shows, let alone one pretty good show.
Yes, that's why I'm against it, because the problem is right now it's just like there's so much. They're having such a hard time just trying to produce one good show, and you I mean, maybe they might have different writing teams, which I guess I can understand, but there's still, if you consider the current product, I don't have a lot of hope for it, and especially right now, the roster, whilst it does help to get other people to start proving their own and start getting over, at the same time, it's like there there's not enough roster. It's the roster's very thin right now.
Here's the thing, I actually will disagree with you on the roster being thin thing. I think there's plenty of people there. The WWE just haven't been using them correctly. Why I think this is a good idea is because, like the other members of the Wyatt family, Bray's not there, so automatically the other Wyatt members don't even get on TV. You got two different brands. You've
Yes.
now got a chance for them to actually showcase on one brand, and I don't know. I think this is definitely a good idea. I was not a fan of them stopping it. But the thing is, WWE didn't really do the brand split properly last time. They did it well for a while, but then they started integrating the two brands too much. They need to keep the two brands completely away from each other, with the only interaction they should have is when they're in the Royal Rumble or something like that.
So you're saying they should also have like exclusive pay-per-views again?
No, no. When I say interactions, I mean like in-ring interactions. Obviously they'll share pay-per-views. They'll have like free matches from Raw, free matches from SmackDown for SummerSlam, stuff like that. But when it comes to like the two brands competing against each other, Royal Rumble and that's it.
Okay.
It's the best way I can put it. Is just keep the two brands away from each other as much as you can.
All right. I see what you're saying.
You know, don't incorporate too much from each brand. Like, I think they've said they want the women's championship on both brands. That's fine. Whatever, I don't care. But hell, the more current divas... I keep saying divas. I will eventually get used to not saying it. The more of the current women that we've got on the show, the better, in my opinion. But for the most part, just keep the two brands split. Don't incorporate them into each other like you did, which is why they stopped the brand split to begin with, which in my opinion was a good idea at the time. You know, because the brand split was practically non-existent at that point. But I don't know. I see this being a good thing, but I guess we'll just see how they handle it in the upcoming months whenever it happens.
Right.
And I think they've mentioned they want Cena on SmackDown and Reigns on Raw.
That's honestly how I see it. I think, realistically, this will probably be the first time in many years that John Cena is on drafted to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, they teased it in 2011, but that was like a joke.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good how they did that. He gets drafted to SmackDown, and then later on during Raw, he actually gets drafted back to Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought that was quite funny. But actually, I think this will be good because it will showcase who the fans want to watch more, in my opinion, as well. You know, because, you know, you've got Reigns on one show, fine, we'll go watch the other show now. You know, again, I'm not trying to be nasty to Reigns, I'm just kind of using him as the example, the obvious example. But, I don't know, I'm definitely, I think I'm more enthusiastic about this than you are, but I can understand your trepidation where this is concerned. I don't really have any more notes. Is there anything else you need to say in regards to this episode?
Nope. Can't think of anything.
Alright, well, hope you guys enjoyed this. I guess we'll see. As we said, since Thunder's moving, I think we'll delay the WrestleMania 1 podcast until he gets settled in and everything, but the next episode should definitely...
So there's like a chance the first day I get it, I arrive there anyways, I might not have internet. It's a possibility.
Yeah, we may already be a little bit late with the Money in the Bank review, as it is, but that will definitely be the next episode regardless, so... but I promise we will eventually get around to starting off our WrestleMania retro recap stuff. Because I think we probably both have a lot to bitch about with those old shows, but I guess that's good night from me, and good night from my Canadian buddy here.
Good afternoon. Wait a minute.
Well, technically it's good afternoon for me, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's 12 o'clock for me, so...
It should be 5 past 12 o'clock for you.
Yes,
yeah.
It's 12:03, or wait, no, 12:04.
I was gonna say, 'cause it's like 5:05 here, and I've got a couple things to do. Alright guys, we'll see you guys next time. Sayonara.
Goodbye, take care, all that other stuff.
Deuces.
Yes.